Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. For those of you who are new to this podcast, welcome. Please be sure to check out the website at lisahopp.com for all about my work, special events coming up, and how to schedule an appointment. For those of you coming back every week, and for all your support, thank you so much. I appreciate it. As I say a lot, but it's very true. I appreciate it more than you know. It matters. And be sure, if you're listening to this on YouTube, to like, subscribe, and share. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp, and on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach, and Medium. I think that's it. I know you're also listening to me on other devices such as Spotify. So thank you. And if anybody would like to tell me where they're listening to me from, that'd be great. I'd love to know because I don't always know. This is hosted by Spreaker.com, and you might even be listening to me on there. So thank you if you are. I am saying hello and with much gratitude to my whole audience. Your title, your topic today: the true harm of grudges. Now, are grudges sometimes justified? Yes. Are we human and we feel things? Absolutely. But here's what is important to know: that there's a purpose as to why you're on this earth. And there's a purpose to every relationship you've ever had, whether they are long-term or brief, even just one moment. There is a purpose to that relationship. And when you hold a grudge, the greatest harm that you do is preventing yourself from growing and learning the lesson from that person. Because grudges cut off. They cut off understanding. They cut off physical. They cut off communication. They cut off expansion, knowledge, wisdom. So very important for just that point not to hold them. Now, yes, sometimes it is understandable because grudges cause harm. And I know me, I am someone who really can't. My body is not built anymore to really feel comfortable around negativity. And so when someone is doing something that is harmful in a negative, hurtful, raw way, it's understandable and easy to hold a grudge. But remember, it is going against why you came here at this truly awesome time. Now, the second reason why it's not, why grudges harm, and it's just actually, you might even think it's first, not second, because it's very powerful as well. Grudges cause harm because they're built only in negative energy. There's nothing positive about a grudge. It is holding on to a moment in time when there was harm, there was hurt, there was anger, there were emotions that we know are negative, that are lower vibration. And whenever you feel low or think or talk with lower vibration, you are attracting that and only that into your world, into your home, into your life. There's never anything positive in a grudge. So what you put out, you get back. And I would have to say most of the time, when we put out negative energy, we really don't want it back. We feel we're right to feel it, but that doesn't mean it's really what you want. So how can you transform this so that you don't hold a grudge? that you can heal it up? Well, it's very important to understand that grudges are built upon and made more powerful with time. Every time you have a memory of someone that you hold a grudge towards, it builds the grudge. So it's important to watch your memories and only honestly have good ones. And if it is a negative memory, transform it. Bring that layer to it. Maybe I don't know all the information. Maybe I don't know the whole story of that person. Is that what I deserved? No. But I can try and let it go, and I can try to forgive them. So grudges require forgiveness. Now, I've heard people say before, I can never forgive them. That's a grudge. In your inability to forgive, you are stopping yourself from having all of life's blessings. And I don't know why I'm being told to tell you this, but some of these grudges are based in fear. And fear, I think, is the number one block that we have to everything. It just is. And most of the time, what you're fearing is not going to happen, or what you fear isn't based in a truth. So be very careful about what you fear. Yes, there are things that perhaps are best to fear. In life, in survival. But it still should be a fear that brings cautiousness, not a fear that holds you back. So very important. Overall, you're all right. And you're always going to be at some measure all right. So when you say, I cannot never forgive, you're holding on to it. You're making it more powerful than where it started. And we don't want to do that. We want to take the power and we want to transform it. And there's a myth, and it is a myth, that when you forgive someone, it means that you have to forgive and forget. You don't have to forget. You just have to stop remembering what harmed you, what hurt you, transforming it into, again, how can I find the better feeling here? What needs to be done in order for this to be better for me? You never have to talk to them again if you don't want to. You find peace. You let it go in peace. Sometimes the best gift we can give each other is to be done with people in our lives. But that doesn't mean that there is negativity or grudges or lack of forgiveness. It just means I'm in a new body, in a new life, in a new mind, in a new alignment. And not everyone that was there before belongs there with me now. It's all right to upgrade yourself, to raise your alignment, to raise your vibration. It is all right. It doesn't make you a bad person. You don't have to stay where you no longer belong. And oftentimes we have to forgive someone and drop those grudges when we never get the apology. They never make it right. Maybe they're holding on to their own, probably. No, that's okay. Make sure that you give it to yourself. Make sure that you always take care of your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So important. You're so important, so valuable, so here for a purpose. Never let another human being tell you otherwise or treat you as otherwise. And I want to say this because I've had this experience recently, very recently. I am a sensitive soul. I feel. And when I hear things sometimes towards me, I get offended because the person may be representing who I'm not. And what I have come to understand recently, not to be offended, that they are not speaking really to who they feel I am, but who they are. Now, I'm not embellishing here. Please don't think there's a huge story here. It's just a moment, and a recent moment that was a repeat of another moment where someone thought I would become more emotional and told me not to, when I wasn't, when I was fine, when I was in control. But see, they can't handle emotions. So they brought it to me quickly because of them. Whereas perhaps in the past, I would have felt more offended or insulted by what they were saying. I now understand it's not about me, it's about them. And what they're going through and what they're thinking, what they're feeling. Please do that. Please understand. Unless someone is very calm and you've asked for them, asked for their advice, asked for their opinion, asked for any guidance, if you're not doing that, they're projecting themselves onto you. Now, it can beat you up over time when it's consistent, but that's the work. Always get in there within your mind and your heart and your being and know who you are. Know who you are. Because I tested it this week as well, recently, where I kind of slightly went there with bringing it up. And I found that I would have put my words correctly. I didn't do it in a confrontational way. It was just one line I said. And it was like they didn't understand. So see? They didn't get it. They didn't understand because they weren't in a place to. They were only in the place of how they were thinking, their story, their feelings, their history, with their ability to cope, their ability to express, their ability to... I just want to say it bluntly, people have stuff. And we should never take their stuff personally. And we should never let them define us either because of their stuff. Define yourself. Know who you are. And let go of things. Because most of the time people are it's a mirror. People are not trying to harm you. They're harmed people. Now you may think, because I have a lot of spiritual listeners, that you don't hold any grudges. They may be the smallest little blip, but I bet you do. Was there a teacher once that said something to you when you were a child? And now that moment is in you and it's helped to program you. Perhaps you spoke up and they came back at you cruelly. And so now you're not so comfortable speaking up. Perhaps it was a grudge over a friend that you've lost, that you thought, no, time, I get it, we outgrow each other, we love, it's okay to talk to yourself and get the better feeling. But when you think of them, do you want to send them love? Or are you still upset that they backed away and distanced themselves? So these are a couple examples. Watch your thoughts, watch your feelings when someone pops up in your mind or in your life. And it may surprise you at times. I just had it happen again to me when, a Facebook friend shows a memory. I think of something that happened 43 years ago. Not in an overly emotional, angry way, but just a little blip. And what I did is I went right to the better feeling. Remember when they were kind and generous during that moment later? Okay. You didn't understand everything that was going on with them. You're right. They probably forgot about it and probably didn't mean it. They didn't understand. You know who you are. And understand who they may be. But it came up, so it had to be redirected because sensitive souls, anyway, but when you are younger, you tend to feel things more. You get confused, you don't understand. You thought somebody was a friend, and then they had a moment when they weren't. And so find as much as you can that better feeling, because that, if it's not found, is a grudge. Grudges aren't always so black and white. They can be surprises. And because they are in that more lower emotion, they have power. They stop you from going after things you normally would go towards. I bet you every procrastination we have is because of an event that happened in our past, where we were told in some way we were not enough. So we procrastinate, whether it be about going after the job or a diet or just promoting ourselves in any way. That is based on what somebody said to us and made us feel. But you can overcome it. You can go over it or around it. Because, you see, everything you put out in life, you get back. And the more you put out, the more you get back. So you want to go for the gold. You want to put in the inspired hours. You want to expand yourself. But when you're told that you're in some way not good enough, or treated like you're not good enough, then you're held back. Because, again, in some way, you will feel, I'm not worthy, am I? But by your very birthright, by the fact that you are here, you are worthy. You are a being that is very powerful. You are unlimited, but you're taught you're limited. You're taught out of judgment. And it's always about somebody else. Maybe they told you you weren't thin enough, or pretty enough, or smart enough, because they felt that way. Or maybe they thought they were helping you, they tell you. No, that was never true. And so again, look at those moments and then go for it. No matter what that means for you, just go for it. Walk around as the powerful person you are and create from that perspective. Whatever makes you feel peace, joy, happiness, fulfillment, even the thought of it perhaps potentially happening is worth it and is the right path, is always the right path. You may be right in being angry or anything, wanting karma, revenge, whatever it may mean. You may be right, but it doesn't mean that it's right for you. It will hold you back. You will get it come back at you in some way. Do good karma for yourself, always. And let everything else take care of itself, because it will. It will naturally do that. And you may very well get the opportunity to observe it. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go now. But keep in mind, overall, you're all right. And watch those memories. Only make them good ones. If they're not good ones, you're allowed to feel it. Just don't hold on to it for a lifetime. And yes, again, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share. Please suggest topics. Find me on Facebook under my business page. Instagram, Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. And until next time, I wish you and intend for you many blessings, the greatest life on earth, and all that you deserve, because you deserve the best. Thank you.